gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, college football week number 6. What a week 5 we had. Straight up picks 19-2 against the spread, 13-8, 12-9 on the over-under, 44 for 19 overall, 69.8%. Year to date, 110-16 on straight up picks, 78-48 against the spread, 64-62 on the over-under. That is 66.67% on the year. Definitely pleased with that. Now, if you are new to Robert Sports Show, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on X at Rob Sports Show. When I do 21 games a week for college football. I'm not doing just the little things. I'm doing the undefeated teams. I am doing the one-loss teams. We have Alabama versus Texas A&M as a game we're doing this week. We have Texas and Oklahoma. So we're doing the big games. So those 19-1 last week, that is all the undefeated teams and a few one-loss teams. So, all right, first game tomorrow night, Jacksonville State Gamecocks 4-1 against the 1-4 Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, a Conference USA matchup here. Middle Tennessee is favored by 3. I'm actually taking Jacksonville State. So I got Jacksonville State +3 and under on the 51.5. Next up, out of Conference USA, we have the 0-4 Sam Houston Bearcats versus the 4-0 Liberty Flames. Liberty is favored by 18. I got them winning covering. I'm taking under on the 46.5. Out of the Big 12, the 3-1 Kansas Jayhawks versus the 2-2 Oklahoma State Cowboys. Let me double check that, make sure I didn't. Nope, it is the Kansas State Wildcats, not the Jayhawks there. So I just wrote that down wrong. So the Kansas State Wildcats 3-1 versus the 2-2 Oklahoma State Cowboys. Kansas State is favored by 12.5. I got the Wildcats winning. I got the Cowboys covering at 12.5, and I'm taking under on the 54.5. Out of the SEC, I think it's a pretty big game. The 3-2 LSU Tigers going into Missouri versus the 4-0 Missouri Tigers. The Tigers have been scoring an average of 40 points a game, while the Missouri Tigers are scoring 40 points a game. The LSU Tigers are scoring 44, but giving up 31. In Missouri, in Faurot Field, LSU is favored by 6.5. Sometimes I go on the limb. Missouri +6.5 and over on the 63.5. Missouri Tigers beat the LSU Tigers in Mizzou. Next up, out of the Big Ten, a couple undefeated teams. We have the 5-0 Maryland Terrapins versus the 4-0 Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes are favored by 19.5 at home. I got the Buckeyes winning. I got the Terrapins covering and then under on the 57.5. Undefeated out of the Big 12, the 5-0 Oklahoma Sooners versus the 5-0 Texas Longhorns. Texas is favored by 5.5. I got them winning, covering and under on the 60.5. Out of the Big 10, the 4-1 Rutgers Scarlet Knights going against the 3-1 Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin is favored by 14. I got them winning, covering over on the 46.5. A Sun Belt versus ACC matchup. Marshall Thunder and Herd 4-0 versus the 3-2 NC State Wolfpack. The Wolfpack is favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering and over on the 45.5. The Pac-12 matchup of the Washington State Cougars 4-0 versus the UCLA Bruins, who are 3-1. UCLA is favored by 3.5. I did decide to give the 3.5 to Washington State, so I got Cougars +3.5 and under on the 59. And then that big SEC matchup, the 4-1 Alabama Crimson Tide versus the 4-1 Texas A&M Aggies. Crimson Tide are favored by 2.5 on the road. I got them winning, covering and over on the 48.5. Out of the ACC, the 4-1 Syracuse Orange taking on the 4-0 North Carolina Tar Heels. Tar Heels are favored by 8.5. I got the Tar Heels winning. I got the Orange covering. I think it's going to be by a touchdown. And then I'm taking under on 59.5. The Big Ten matchup of the 4-1 Iowa Hawkeyes hosting the 2-3 Purdue Boilermakers. Hawkeyes are favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 38.5. ACC matchup, the Virginia Tech Hokies 2-3 going into the Florida State Seminoles. Florida State is favored by 24. I got them Seminoles winning, the Hokies covering, and over on the 53. ACC matchup, the 3-1 Wake Forest Demon Deacons going against the 3-2 Clemson Tigers. Clemson is favored by 21. I got them winning. Wake Forest covering and over on the 52.5. Out of the SEC, 5-0 Kentucky Wildcats versus the 5-0 Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's favored by 14.5. And now I got Georgia winning, Kentucky covering, and over on the 48. Out of the Big Ten, the 5-0 Michigan Wolverines versus the 3-2 Minnesota Golden Gophers. The Wolverines are favored by 19.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 46. The 5-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the 5-0 Louisville Cardinals. The Notre Dame is favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 53.5. Out of the Mountain West, we have the 5-0 Fresno State Bulldogs versus the 4-1 Wyoming Cowboys. We have Fresno State winning, covering. I'm going to go over on the 46 on that one. Out of the ACC, the 2-3 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets versus the 4-0 Miami Hurricanes. Miami's favored by 21. I got Georgia Tech covering, Miami winning, and over on the 58.5. Out of the Pac-12, we have the 4-1 Oregon State Beavers versus the 3-2 California Golden Bears. Oregon State is favored by 9.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 52. And then we have the Pac-12 matchup of the Arizona Wildcats 3-2 versus the 5-0 USC Trojans. I got USC winning, covering, and under on the 72. So that is the 21 games here in week number 6. Hopefully for another week like week 5. Overall, again, 66.67%. Straight up picks against the spread and over under. My goal is typically 60%, so we're definitely batting above there. Almost 70% last week. Stay tuned to our Sports Show for NFL Week 5, and then also CFL Week number 18. All that coming to our Sports Show in the next day or so. As always, thanks for watching our Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader for sports channel content.